guys, welcome to our English lesson. Now, today's LA is to use the senses to write some complex sentences. So our success criteria is what I want you to add in to your work in today's session. So can you use your subordinate and embedded clauses? It's what we were doing, I think last week. Your subordinate clause, where you could put that at the beginning or the end, or our embedded, you even could put it in the middle, and that extra bit of added information to our sentence. Number two, can you vary your sentence starters? So can you, instead of just putting the lava, could you put a verb at the front, an adverb? Could you put a feeling at the front? So something to vary your sentence starters and make it really year 4. Next, what we were doing on Monday, spammer. So our similes, personification, alliteration, metaphors, and onomatopoeia. Can you use some of these in your sentences? So I've got an example. So in my red, this is my subordinate clause. So I've put, with great speed, with my piece of punctuation, the lava was coming down the mountain. So that's my added bit of information. If that was on its own, it wouldn't make sense, would it? But I've got that at the start of my sentence. Again, that's varying my sentence starters. The lava was coming down the mountain. Next, again, I've got as quick as a cheetah. That is a simile, so that's part of my spammer. As quick as a cheetah, and I've put this at the beginning of my sentence again with a comma. Very my sentence starter. The lava came down the mountainside. Very similar sentence to the first one, but it's varying it up. And then next, the lava, which is a sea of flames, swallowed Pompeii. So in that sentence, I've got lots of things. I've got my embedded clause in the middle with my word which, with my piece of punctuation. I've then actually got a metaphor, so it is a sea of flames. It's not like a sea of flames, it is a sea of flames, so that is a metaphor. And I've got swallowed Pompeii, because lava doesn't actually swallow, does it? It's not human-like. So this is my personification, swallowed. So I've got lots and lots of different things just in these 3 sentences alone. So in today's lesson, we're going to be looking at the senses. So on your piece of paper in front of you, you can, if you've got a choice really, you could set this up just like I've done. So I've got my see, touch, hear and smell, and I've got my pictures underneath. Obviously I understand that most of us don't actually have printers at home, so you can just use the pictures as I've uploaded them onto Teams. You can just see the pictures nice and big and you don't need to print them out. So you can split it up like me, split up my piece of paper into 4, just like so. Or underneath, I have done another way. You could split your piece of paper sideways and split it into 4 this way. As long as when you split it up, you've got lots of space underneath to do your writing, it is absolutely fine. So what our job today is, I'm going to be looking at these pictures here, and I'm going to be writing some complex sentences using whichever sense is above. So this picture here is going to be the see. So what can I see? And remember, I'm just writing this just like a setting description. So I'm not writing it as if it's a story, as if I'm there. I'm writing it in general. So my example sentence, so looking here, I can see lots and lots of ash coming out of the Mount Vesuvius in Pompeii. So my sentence starts, a tornado of ash, my comma, which is thick and black, comma, engulfs the city of Pompeii. So again, a tornado of ash. It's not just ash coming up there, it's a tornado. And I've got my embedded clause beginning with which is thick and black, then it engulfs the city. Again, you could even say that's personification, because really it doesn't engulf it, it just covers it in ash, but a person would engulf, so that's my personification. It's quite human-like, isn't it? That is what I can see. Then I want you guys to think, what else can you see on this picture that you could talk about and that you could add in some of our success criteria? Next, on our touch. So this is a real picture of what some of the people actually look like after Mount Vesuvius erupted. And this is what some of the people, they're still there to this day. They are almost statues, and they are stone, and they have been burnt by the lava, and still to this day they are there. It's actually quite interesting. And I want you to think, what would it have felt to be him or this person back when it erupted? So my example is the lava, comma, which burnt the moment it touched you, destroyed thousands. So that's my embedded clause. I'm thinking of what it would have felt like as soon as the moment it touched you, that lava, when it was spitting out of the crater of Mount Vesuvius, as soon as it touched you, it would have burnt. It would have excruciatingly painful. So that is my touch. Think about what else might it have been. Would it have been hot? Would the ash, when it was around you, would it have been hot? Think about all these things and how could I write my sentence? Next, we've got what we can hear. So imagine if I was there. Again, I'm not writing it as a story, but I want to kind of imagine that I was there, but talking about it in general. So I start my sentence, crash! A little bit of onomatopoeia there. So that's just what it would sound like. The great protector blew in the sky, raining hot rocks onto the clueless city. And I'm thinking of my escape from Pompeii there. When the earthquake first came along, everyone went rumble down, tumble down, here we go again, and started laughing, didn't they? They were completely clueless. They didn't think anything was going to happen, but little do they know, the great protector actually became the greatest destroyer, didn't it? So again, I've got my onomatopoeia. There's different ways that I could add it into my sentence. And then finally, my smell. So there's a really good picture. And imagine if I was there, it would just smell smoky. And I just keep thinking of bonfire night, but it would just be 100 times worse than bonfire night. It would really, really smell. So my sentence starts hurting. So I start it with a verb there. Hurting. My piece punctuation. The stench of burning flesh filled Tranio's nose. So all of these sentences that I've written here, I've only written one in each of them. I think that you can obviously use mine as some inspiration, but I think that we could get 2, maybe even 3 sentences or just some notes on each of these pictures. As well, guys, on Teams, there is also an example of a child's work that I actually taught last year. Just if you are struggling to get going or you're not sure, just want a bit of inspiration, you can always use that and just to see exactly what I expect. I'm looking forward to seeing your work, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.